See, let us study the perspective of the object, the given conditions. So this is here exactly they are given it as a top view of the figure and this is a front view of the figure. I have to read the given exactly the problem. So this XY line representing here it is a picture plane, and this is station point, and this one is a horizon line, and this is a ground line. And here this particularly as a given object as if it looks in the top view, and this one is the given object as if looks in the front view. So by observing this figure, the imagination is required for you that how exactly the object looks. And here the object which is there on the picture plane looks as actually the dimensions. Whenever you are going away from the picture plane toward this direction, the object dimension is going to be lesser than what actually the dimensions. See, important thing is as considering this object which is away from the picture plane. So let us consider this particular part now at presently. So we are going to joining all the corners of this particular object to the station point, which is located as a station point. So now we are going to be joining one by one corner to the station point. So while you are joining to the station point, it is going to intersect the picture plane. So this intersecting point on the picture plane is important for the further drawing of the given object. So we have not joined any points which are located on the picture plane. We have just joined the object which is away from the picture plane. See, now we have taken it as rest of all the points which are there on the picture plane. We are going to bring it in the downward direction. I represented this color, this particular line with the different colors, just to identify the difference between this line and this line. So now we are going to bring it all the corners. These corners we are going to bring it towards the left side from the front view. So we are going to bring it on the left hand side. See, let us consider, suppose we are going to be imagining this particular point. If this particular point is located at this particularly picture plane, so it gives the actual position of this particular point as you are going to be bringing in the horizontal in the down this left side, and it is going to intersect at this particular point. So as if this gives the actual dimension, as if this dimensions. So now this point is not located on the picture plane. This point is away from the picture plane. That is the reason it gives it as a lesser than what actually the dimension. We are going to be calling this as the actual dimensions. So it is going to be a reduced size. So let us, we are going to joining this all the point to the vanishing point. Still we are not located at the vanishing point. So let us we study about the vanishing point first. So these all the intersecting point, you have brought it in the downward direction. So after that we are going to be getting this as a vanishing point. So now we have brought it the line from the station points towards the downward direction, and it is going to cut the horizontal line. So this particular point you are going to be locating it as a vanishing point. So now we are going to join all the corners of this particular point to the vanishing point. So as it is indicating that supposed to be the object is there on the picture plane, we are going to be getting as if on this particular portion only. So now the part of the object is away from the picture plane, and that is the reason we are going to be locating those particular portions at the line joining to the vanishing point. So let us we consider one by one. Okay, so now we have joined it as this particular point. This is particular point is going to cut it here, and this indicating as a point as this particularly this portion. Okay, it is indicating this portion. So let us consider this particular point, and we are going to bring it here. Then you are joined with the vanishing point. At this point, this particular portion is away from the picture plane. That is the reason we are going to be getting lesser the size what exactly this height is there now, lesser than this actual size. So this point is joined to the vanishing point, means we are going to locate this particular point somewhere on this line. That particular point you are going to be considering it as supposed to we are going to join this particular point and this particular point to this one station point. So wherever it will intersect that point, we are going to be bringing it in the downward directions. So let us consider the next point. So this one you have joined it here, this particular point. So as if it is a bottom surface of this one object. So that also you have joined it to the vanishing point. Okay, means this particular point and this one point we are going to be discussing now. Okay, So now we are going with the rest of the points, then we will come to know the exactly this position. So now we are going to join it all the corners to the vanishing point. Okay. So now you consider this particular point now. Okay. So this is particular point is representing it as the center of this one. Center of this one. Okay. Exactly as center of this, which is away from the picture plane. In the actual case, supposed to be this point is located on the picture plane, we could have got it this point as here only, as it is not there on the picture plane. So that is the reason we are going to be joining on the vanishing point. So there we are going to get it that as a point. So let us we proceed with this particular portion. So as this particular portion is there on the picture plane only, and that is the reason we are going to be getting that as a directly. We have brought it this particular line and this particular line in the downward direction, as if this is a green line and this is a particularly are going to be considering it as a little bit orange. Okay, so these 2 points. So now we have joined it. This one point you have brought it in the horizontal direction, and this is the point you have brought it and it is going to cut it here, and this point you have brought it and it is going to cut it here. So you have got it this as a line. Similarly, you proceed for the rest of the portion of the line. This is portion is this one, as if this point and this point. Similarly, I have gone for the next point, as if this point and this point. Okay, we are going to join it. The intersecting point we are going to join it now. Okay, so now we have got it this as a object, this particular portion. Okay, so now consider this as a point. So it is going to cut this particular point. So this is the line you have taken it and it is going to cut it at a picture plane. Then you have brought it in the downward direction. So this point is nothing but in the, this is the portion you are going to take it. Okay. So that you have brought it in the horizontal direction, it is going to cut it here. This is one side of the point as this side. Similarly, you go for this side point. It is going to cut it here. Bring that point in the downward direction, it is going to cut it here. So this portion you are going to be getting it as this one and this one parallel portion. This is looking a bigger size and this is looking a reduced dimension. This effect is because of this particular portion is there on the picture plane and this is a portion is away from the picture plane. That is the reason you are going to be getting this as a reduced dimensions. You are joining this one as the rectangular object. Okay. So then you are going to bring it in the rest of the object. Okay. So as if this is looking a bigger size and this is looking a smaller size. So just to consider this as the top portion of the point and it is going to cut it here. Provided this point is there on the picture plane, we could have got it this as a point. Now it is not there on the picture plane. That is the reason you have to extend this line and just consider. So this as a point. Okay, you are going to bring it in the downward direction. It is going to cut it here. Same point you have brought it in the downward direction. It is going to cut it somewhere here. Means instead of getting this as a point here, we are going to get it this as a point. The line joining this corner to the vanishing point. It is going to cut it this point, and this is the point you are going to be getting it as this point. It is a reduced size because it is away from the picture plane. Okay, then we will proceed for the circle. Okay, similar object you are going to be getting it as a backside also. So now we have to think of the circular part. So this is a circle center. We are going to bring it in the direction as left side. We got it this as a point. So this is nothing but this center line. We have to bring it this one line here and it is going to cut it here. Bring it that in the downward direction, it is going to cut it here. Means instead of getting the center point, as this one, we are going to get the center point on the line joining to the vanishing point here. It is going to intersect. So this as a center, and this much as a radius. This radius is nothing but you have to once again take it this point for getting the radius. So based on that one, you are going to be taking this as a center, that much as a size, you have to draw this as a circle. So as if now you have completed the object part, only this part is remaining. Similarly, you go for the this corner, this corner, this one corner and this one corner, 4 corners. So which is joining to the station point. You bring it in the towards station point. Those point it is going to cut it somewhere here. So that point you have to bring it in the downward direction. So then those points are also going to be located here somewhere, the dotted line missing here, and that dotted line you have to bring it in the downward direction, left side, and that point is going to intersect here. Then you will get it this as a object. That's a whole portion, square whole portions. This is a square whole portion. Now it concludes the problem.